Anand, we were talking about the Congressization of the
Correct.
BJP.
Absolutely.
We were talking about how Mr. Modi is losing his mojo, as Mr. Gogoi said yesterday, of the Congress party. We were talking about how development has become the bugbear, unemployment has become the bugbear of the BJP. This is the Hindi heartland we're talking
and
about.
outside of Uttarakhand,
That's
Delhi
right.
upwards,
This
all
is-
of North was going to be.
That's right. This is the Hindi heartland we're talking about, where there is so-called distress.
47-36.
So what does this tell you?
So easily
does this
2
tell
clear
you?
of the halfway mark,
And
1
these are
clear of the
holding.
magic number.
These are holding
Can I tell you
now.
one more
They're
figure?
holding.
Yeah, one more
The
figure.
strike rate for the BJP at this moment is 51%, for Congress is 41% in Haryana.
And this was the election that the Congress would lose, was
Yeah.
actually was winning. It was for it to lose.
No, and not just that. If these hold, see, the whole story of 48-35, 48-35, so 3 clear of the halfway number.
If you're going to have a close contest, then that's a
Yeah, and you can't just put this down to now bringing a Saini into the picture and this, that, the other. You can't just say that this is unalloyed from the performance
No, what's the
record of
knock-on
the
effect to
BJP.
Maharashtra?
And that's why, Anand, I am very upset with what is going on in Jammu and Kashmir.
Yeah.
Because in 5 years, Jammu and Kashmir has not seen the peace that it has seen. People are going to the movies after 32 years. Shias are out on the streets celebrating their festivals after 37 years, my friend. And if this is going to hold because of fear-mongering, I'm sorry, then and I'm going to say it very openly, Jammu and Kashmir doesn't deserve this election.
Okay, you're welcome to your point of view. Let the results settle.
Actually, questioning the
Let the
sagacity
results
of voter
settle.
is
Hopefully,
most unfortunate.
In terms of
If we are
historical parallels, I think in my memory, and I was a kid then, the 77 elections, Sheikh Abdullah was ailing and he fought against a united opposition. Jaiprakash Narayan, Morarji Desai, the Mirwais all opposed him. And the NC swept Jammu and Kashmir. And that was perhaps till this election the most inclusive election and a benchmark for fairness. I would say this is a benchmark of fairness, inclusiveness, and that's where the Prime Minister and the government must take credit. As far as voting preferences go, Rahul, I wish I could be as cynical as you are, but then this is democracy.
Absolutely true.
You work.
I am not
24/7.
verdict in
My
Haryana.
point is, the question that I want to ask you, Mr. Mattu, was the politics at that time as viciously polarized communally? Was there this constant fear-mongering as it is today? That's my worry. My worry is that a certain set of voters in this country are being told that the government at the centre is against their interests when the data doesn't seem to present that
Ever
fact.
since independence,
Yes.
there's always been a degree of polarization, not necessarily in communal terms, but in terms of ideology.
Well, I'm talking about communal
some
terms.
correction,
But also
some correction.
since 83 when Mrs. Gandhi...
Some correction and consolidation happening. I'm just.
There are a number of seats which the BJP is leading in, which it didn't have last time. Mulana, Ladwa, Rohtak, Sonipat, Adampur, Tosham, Kalanor, Mahendragarh, Rewari, Ladwa. Many of these seats are reserved Dalit seats.
Dalit seats.
And that is a
So
real
there is
story
a counter
emerging in this
consolidation that's happened the last time around.
They've got a seven seat increase from last time. BJP had 40 last time, they're now at 47. The Congress had 31, they've gained 4. Where have they picked
So
up
are you
the
telling
seats
me?
from? The
Are you
10
telling me
seats.
that the Dalits are now supporting the person who
No,
wants
the
to change
votes
the
are moving away
constitution
from
of India?
JJP.
The 10
Have a look
seats,
at this.
The 10 seats that the JJP had, JJP has 0 right now. Those 10 have split between the BJP and the Congress.
The Dalits are supporting those who are changing the constitution of India to deny them their rights. Is that what is happening, Anand? I mean, this is what I'm saying.
Or perhaps they have they realized the bluff, or have they realized that
People are rejecting
that
cynical
a non-Jat
politics.
chief minister
The
10
Jat
years
would
for them was
automatically go
better
to
than a Jat chief minister for them. So their lives were better off when it was a non-Jat chief minister at the helm rather than a Jat-led Haryana.
That could bring in a point here.
Yeah.
Zaka has made a fascinating point. There was an assumption psychologically that in a two-horse race, the Congress would benefit.
Yes.
Zaka is pointing out that's not happening. When whatever the other parties are losing is going evenly to Congress and BJP.
Yeah,
and
in
I think
fact,
we
we will
must
go to
point
the-
out, must point out the role of the RSS in this. Because in the Lok Sabha election, where the BJP had a reverse, in Haryana it went down to 50% from 10 seats to 5 seats. A lot of it was because the RSS card didn't come out.
We should also talk about...
Yeah, so I'll come to that in a second. I'll just come to that in a second. In Haryana this time, the RSS cadre has gone out. So there seems to be a shift as a result of that. In Jammu, by the way, in Jammu as well, and I think Rashid is right, we should talk about Jammu. In Jammu was a lost cause about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
If the BJP is holding on in Jammu, maybe less than what they thought, but 24 seats they're holding on to. A lot of that is because in the last 1 month, a lot of the cadre has turned up. In my view.
Not just turned up, see, I think there has been a mending and course correction and also understanding and dialing down of the rhetoric within the BJP vis-a-vis the RSS. So a lot of the
But the story of the
conversations
moment
have
right
happened.
now is Haryana.
But these are
Story
numbers.
of the moment
Before
is
we get
Haryana,
into all of
Anand.
those analytics, we have to ensure that tell our viewers that all rounds of counting are not yet over. It's not even up to the 5th round of counting. Things can change here, things can change here. And it can change in favor of either of the entities involved in this electoral, because it's the ballot, it's the voter who could decide. But will they consolidate? Will they study? After the 5, 6 rounds, then will it further consolidate? Will there be a shift? We'll have to wait and watch. We'll see. Yes, Advaita Kala, Tom Vadakan of the BJP is also with us. We'll go to him. Yeah.
So that's what I want to ask Nalan. So Nalan, are you saying that the BJP still needs the RSS?
Absolutely it does.
Because that was the comment that was made earlier.
So two things. One thing that
by the way, comment has been.
So let me say, this is an important point to make. One of the things that I had argued in the new BJP was that the BJP is now far bigger than the RSS. That's true. Its dependence on RSS was much less, but that never meant that the RSS, without the RSS, the BJP, it doesn't need the RSS. And JP Nadda made that comment before the Lok Sabha election. There was a lot of anger in the RSS as a result of it. We did see in several states where the BJP had reverses, there was if not non-cooperation, certainly not enthusiasm among the cadres. Right? UP was an example of that. Haryana definitely was an example. And there was disaffection. In the last 2 months, there seems to have been a shift in that attitude, saying, look, because the political equations have changed. And some of that result we are seeing here.
See, not just disaffection. I'll tell you, if these results hold, again, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it's very, very unlikely that this is going to be the scenario. If this remains the scenario, then the Congress has serious cause for worry. If this remains the scenario, then this could perhaps galvanize and rejuvenate the BJP cadre, which was looking jaded and flaccid, and perhaps the course correction internally within the BJP is working. We'll have to wait and watch. But if this remains the scenario, then we have other problems that we'll have to talk about going forward the road ahead. Will Mr. Omar Abdullah be far more amenable and ready to work with the central administration in taking the story forward, and will forget the electoral rhetoric of statehood lying, but stay with statehood and not going back to 370? Will that happen? If that happens, does that augur well that we have a collective administration and which works with the mandate of the people that is respected? How is the international narrative then going to be stitched if this holds? Or will this change in the next 3-4 rounds of counting? We don't know.
Anand, let's have a quick look at the Jat belt in Haryana. Let's have a quick look at the Jat belt
in Haryana. And if you just extrapolate what we see right now, Zaka, with 2019, where the BJP is gained or the Congress
is gained. So the Jat belt is almost evenly split. 4 gains to the BJP and 4 gains to the Congress. So the JJP, the INLD, between them, they lost 7 seats in this belt. Those 7 have evenly split between the Congress and the BJP, which, as you said, Rahul, I think in yesterday's program, that this assumption that the Jats are all en masse going to vote against the BJP, that's not bearing itself out.
I also said that the Vinesh Phogat factor, maybe people are reading too much into it, because there could be a consolidation amongst other Jats against her rise.
There are also counter narratives on
in
ground,
politics, because
which we don't talk about on mass media or national media. There are counter narratives against what happened with Vinesh, and Vinesh's thing is that it was over with the June. She went to Paris. It was not that she was stopped from going to Paris. So how much of that works? She'll win from Julana as Julana.
She's leading. She's leading in
she's
Julana.
Leading. She may win from Julana.
She'll definitely win.
But then if we compare it with the 2019 plot,